In the beginning, God created light, the light of the moon to rule at night, and God created the light of the sun to show the way by day. As dry land emerged, there appeared seed-bearing plants and animals, even the loon that gave birth each to its own kind. Soon there were streams, rivers, and lakes teeming with life. Each day, the animals of the field and the birds of the air would go out in search of nourishment. And it was very good. Now God was lonely and needed a partner. He consulted the heavenly court, and after much consternation, it was agreed that God create man with two impulses, one for good and the other for evil. It would be man's challenge to take his selfish, self-centered impulse, the impulse to control and manipulate, and spend a lifetime turning it into the good. So God created man to be his human helpmate. Each living being carries a part of God within them. The turning of selfishness into a compassionate relationship with one's world is the human mandate. Now God wanted man and woman to be his stewards of the land, harvest what the land provides, yet respect its needs to regenerate itself. Man also was to respect the needs of all living beings in which God's image is found. But it was not to be. Soon man and woman began daring themselves to subdue the natural world. Who has not known or experienced a rite of passage into adulthood that has some danger-seeking encounter with nature? Yet nature, in so many ways, still holds an upper hand to man's hubris. It was not long before God's human partners grew restless and wanted their independence, a life of their own. Soon, like all rebellious children, they found a way to aggravate God, their Creator, till they did the one thing He said they should not do. In an apparent show of strength, that they were conquerors of their natural world, and in defiance of God, they ate of the one tree in the garden of the gods that was from the world of mortal man. With a taste of the human tree of knowledge in their mouth, God banished them from the divine garden. So God sent man and woman into the world of mortal man, where they would have to provide for themselves and learn to perpetuate their species. You can only begin to imagine what man and woman felt when they left the garden, faced their first sunset, and began their first argument. Whose fault was it? Now that man was mortal, he and woman were challenged with the reality of life and death, how to live each day while growing older, to have children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren, to give a sense of immortality to their mortal days. Despite illnesses, they did their best at staying healthy and vibrant for many years. These concerns became the challenges that daily awaited man and woman. And God saw that this was going to be very good. Then man began questioning God about the future. If this was to be his life, man fretted, would there ever be a new idea, a new creation? Would he forever be lost in the world as it had been handed to him? And God came to man and said, He was giving man a gift, the ability to dream dreams and have visions of a future in which he would soar among the stars, bringing back to earth the music and the poetry of the heavens. Man would possess thoughts, ideas, and creations beyond imagining, and it was so. And man filled the earth with the music, words, and creations of the heavens. Soon there was hope for man to fulfill his human mandate, to turn the inclination for selfishness to a compassionate partnership with his world. Yet as he discovered ways of overcoming disease and prolonging life, there remained the opposing power of those who sought to destroy God's presence from the earth. Nevertheless, as this was part of the divine compromise that led to the creation of man, both man and God agreed that this was better than the loneliness that existed in the universe before man's creation. Now that man possessed the knowledge to live in the present and dream of a future, there remained one last question for mortal man. If, like children, falling asleep over their toys, we relinquish our grasp on earthly possessions only when death overtakes us, what then truly remains? What is it in our lives that really matters after we are gone? It was then that God revealed his greatest gift to man, memory, Zachor. What matters, said God, is that you are part of an eternal people, that what you are doing today will give strength and inspiration to those in the future who will remember. What matters is that your descendants, when they do remember, will give you new life. Each time they remember you, you will live again in and through them. Birth is a beginning, and death a destination. And how we choose to live our lives, and how we lived our legacy, is our memory, our Yizkor, our sacred mission.